Although Chelsea have sent off both their main strikers in this summer transfer window, their attack seems to still have options, and that has left some players on the bench who are craving first-team football. And one of those players is Christian Pulisic. The US men's national team star has struggled to find consistent game time for the Blues, and with that is looking for fresh first-team football in another club. What's up guys, it's Let's Talk Football here, and today we look at if Christian Pulisic should join Newcastle this summer. Throughout his whole stay at Chelsea, Christian Pulisic and Chelsea never have seemed to get along. No matter who the manager in charge was, or how the tactics were being run, Pulisic could never really nail down a starting spot in the squad. He would either have periods of starting before returning back to the bench, or would remain a constant super sub, as he is right now, for the first 2 games of the season. This is no doubt frustrating for someone of Pulisic's talent, who deserves first-team football for the player that he is, and these next few weeks he really has to start thinking on whether he is going to be a bench player for Chelsea, or if he wants full starting minutes for another club. And that's where Newcastle United come in. As of reports that broke in the past few days, Pulisic is one of several targets on Newcastle's list as they look to bolster their attack from now until the end of the summer transfer window. It seems Newcastle are very serious about this potential move, as it was reported already that their hierarchy were at Stamford Bridge to watch Chelsea's 2-2 draw with Tottenham on Sunday, and were keen to discuss potential deals for some of the players on the fringe of the Chelsea starting lineup. These names included Armando Broja, Conor Gallagher, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and of course Christian Pulisic. However, even though the Magpies' interest seems concrete, they will still have to fight off the likes of Atletico Madrid, Serie A pair Juve and AC Milan, who are also interested in the US men's national team star, and unlike Newcastle, all 3 of them can offer Champions League football. Christian Pulisic has been a substitute for Chelsea's opening 2 Premier League games, as I said, coming on the 85th minute of their draw to Tottenham, this following reports that Thomas Tuchel doesn't trust Pulisic.
Sorry, what?
The US men's national team star has previously said he is happy to stay at Chelsea and fight for his spot, but with Raheem Sterling coming in this summer as Chelsea's big money arrival in attack, plus Mason Mount and Kai Havertz ahead of him,
to be honest, right now I give a fuck on that. We won the fucking Champions League
in the pecking order, and maybe even Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and Anthony Gordon arriving at Stamford Bridge too, it appears Pulisic's minutes could diminish drastically this season. However, if the star were to even look at Newcastle, would it be a good move? To get things started, the move would provide Pulisic with one thing every player wants, which is minutes. Newcastle are set up to play with fast wingers on the counter, and Eddie Howe's style of play demands a lot of attention on his wingers. That is good news for Pulisic, who has never really fit into Thomas Tuchel's 3-4-2-1 system at Chelsea, which is designed for wide players to cut inside. Pulisic would battle Alan Saint-Maximin, Miguel Almiron, Jacob Murphy, and Matt Ritchie for minutes, but he should fancy his chances of starting most games.
Yo, guys, am I the GOAT? Or am I the GOAT?
Ahead of the World Cup in November, Pulisic needs to play more regularly than 10 to 15 minutes off the bench. That is what he's probably going to get at Chelsea in the Premier League. With Newcastle set to push for a top 8 finish as a club on the rise under Eddie Howe's leadership, this wouldn't be a bad move for Pulisic for a season. However, in terms of long term for his career, he will have to figure things out, but if he wants to stay in the Premier League and believes in Eddie Howe's vision with this Newcastle squad on the rise, there will be no better offer coming at him in the final 2 weeks of the window. The key is now whether or not he wants to move, whether or not Chelsea want to keep him as a good backup option, and whether or not other teams will now try and sneak in given Newcastle's reported interest. In my personal opinion, this move suits Pulisic perfectly. It gives him consistent minutes in a league he is already familiar with, and he would not have to leave the country, as well as gives him consistent minutes ahead of a World Cup year in which he'll have to play a pivotal role for his country. And as I said before, Eddie Howe is a great manager, and I think he can get the best out of Pulisic, as he lets his wide players play more freely and lets them hug the flanks of the pitch even more. Something that Pulisic has done his whole career, and what has made him the star he is today. Unfortunate for Chelsea though, they had a great player on their hands. They just couldn't seem to get the player that he was at Dortmund to come out at Chelsea.
You guys like the phenom guy, right? He's like the LeBron James of soccer.
Definitely.
Christian Pulisic is an American soccer player. He plays for Chelsea in England, and do you know what positions it is?
Yeah, he plays center midfield and sometimes center forward.
Very false. Very false.
True. The good thing for Pulisic is that he's still young and still has plenty of time in his career to turn things around. And whether it be at Newcastle or a club abroad with Champions League football, Pulisic will show everybody the player he once was. But let us know in the comments down below. Do you think Pulisic is a good fit for Newcastle? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you guys in the next one.